All right, we are leaving Gainesville Airport. So, all right, we're heading to the shop. Cancel. Times when you're not, it's watching your eyes, so I don't want to have it kick me off here. We're driving from Gainesville, Florida to Jacksonville, Florida, which is like 60 plus miles. And I only have, 46%, and it says we will be, once we get to the destination, we'll have like 19% from 14%, so we're going to cut her close. So we'll see. I might have to stop and charge. I'm going to try not to use the AC if I can help it. Some fresh air in here. It's 80 degrees outside. Normally I run the AC a little bit, but since I didn't want to have to stop and charge in Gainesville because it's like 5 miles out of the way. And when I left, it was actually it was 19%, and I sat for too long playing with the phone, and I wasted about 4% of energy, so 5% sitting there. Okay, now it's going up. It says 15. Maybe I misread it last time. Hoping it'll, I'll go ahead and do the speed limit. Maybe that'll help me stretch out a few extra percents, because I don't really like getting under 20% if I can help it. Last time I went to the charger in Nissan last night, it wasn't working, so I don't want to have to go to a supercharger. But the cars have been doing really well. Not hardly any interventions at all. Of course, I went through Middleburg and went through a little bit of construction there, and there was no issue. So it's actually doing really, really well. I'll go ahead and turn my vanity light on. Maybe you guys can see it a little better, see the wheel a little better. Turn this vanity light on as well. Maybe if it'll let me. There we go. Might help you guys see. That's about the only way you can see. The vanity lights on. I can still see pretty good. It doesn't bother me. So just make the video just a little bit better. And they're not super bright, so like I said, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't hamper my vision at all. So it is Sunday night. This one's fully charged. June 12th, Sunday, June 12th, 9 p.m., 9:09 p.m. And we are. And did you see it just went off of FSD? We're still on self-driving, but I don't know if it's because the lack of internet or what it is, but it'll bounce in and out of beta for some reason on this path, even though it still isn't self-driving. It's not the full beta package. You can tell because see how it's just a blue. Whenever the beta kicks in, you have the red and yellow. So want to try to get it up to as close to 20% as I can. Just doing the speed limit. Be surprised, every mile an hour over like 55 really takes a lot more juice. So let's go down to 60 and see if we can save a little more juice. See if the car will bump it up. Got a pillow over here. I like putting a pillow sometimes right here under my arm. More comfortable. Sometimes I'll put a blanket on the other side. If you're driving more than like 50 miles, like 40 or 50 miles, it really helps to prop up your. I did this trick when I was driving to Ohio. I mean, it really helped the fatigue factor. If you're comfortable when you're driving, then your arm isn't on that plastic. They need to make a little pillow that goes under your arm and one that goes on your knee. It makes it so much more comfortable. That would be a good little business opportunity for someone out there. They probably sell a lot of them. Adjustable cushion armrest for your vehicle. Maybe make little sections where you can adjust the height, and then have like some type of memory foam and some cotton t-shirt material covering, pillow cover, different, and make it like black and brown and tan to match most of your interior colors. Got a really good day today. Celebrated my daughter's birthday early, so, and then I ended up ordering her one of those little electric bikes. It's like a little electric scooter off of Amazon. I think that's going to be really cool. So that should be coming in when it's the 6th, 15th. So I should have it. Hopefully, when she comes in next weekend, we can hopefully either put it together, or I can have it assembled before she gets here. We'll see. I kind of want to ride it myself. It shows the video of a full-size adult riding it, so it can handle heavy weights. So it should be really fun if you're, like 80 or 90 pounds. It's supposed to go like 15.5 mile an hour for 11 or 12 miles, but with her on it, it'll probably do 20 miles. She's so light. So we're up to 16%. This is kind of rough right here. I'm going to get over and see if the road noise doesn't dissipate a little bit. I think that's better on this side. That asphalt is all beat up. Oh, now there's beta again. Beta just kicked in. So I don't know if it's the internet, the strength, or what. But some parts of this trip going to Gainesville and back, for some reason, it kicks out. Now we're going down to 35 mile an hour. It's not responding. We're doing 45. Let's see if it kicks down to. Okay, there it goes. It's kind of late in the response. I noticed sometimes it's faster. So I don't know why we're going so fast. Might have to go into the settings again and find out why it's not reducing its speed. Still wants to speed. Usually in the settings you can set it to where it only goes about 3 or 4 or 5 miles over. So I don't know why. I think I have it set to go the speed limit. I don't have it to go over the speed limit. So normally when I go into, I think we're getting close to Stark. Usually Stark, it's like on either side's a speed trap. It goes from like 65. I don't know why it's going that way. That is crazy. Why are you going that way? Doesn't make any sense. I tried to do that last time as well. So I'm gonna go over. I had to ravine there. It wanted to cut across, and I guess I should have had it. It wanted to cut across that little side street there, right there, instead of coming around. This is actually faster this way, but I went ahead and took over because I didn't want to go out of the way. All right, here we go again. See if it kind of picks up where it left off. Get some fresh air in here. Better. And I wonder if it's going to take the highway or if it's going to go through Stark. I really don't like going through Stark. It's too many intersections and lights and all that stuff. We'll see what happens here. Hopefully the screen's not too shaky. The screen is a little shaky now, I can see. Like the 4th or 5th day of self-driving beta. Let's see if it decides to go around this guy here. I don't know if he's going slow enough or not. Had my energy drink, so I should be good for a little bit. I could use another one. Oh. So, if you guys want to get self-driving beta, I think I found the secret. The way I got it was, which I heard kind of through the grapevine, you want to put it on self-driving and go down the highway for like 50 miles and then come back 50 miles, and then if you have no interventions, if it's not your daily driver, or if you can keep it parked for a couple days after that, a lot of times your score, if it's 100, you'll come back and it'll download the beta package and see how it went off of stop doing the beta. Connection or what? Because we're out in the middle of nowhere, so I must want to have a stronger internet connection in order for beta to be available. We're just outside of Stark, in between Stark and Gainesville, but we are coming up to Stark will be on the right over here. Anyway, I ordered a Razor little electric bike, mini bike for my daughter, and then I ordered a electric bicycle for myself. They both kind of look like they resemble a little, almost like a little motorcycle, or they resemble a little. Kind of like Gorman Rupp made those little mini bikes. That's what hers looks like. And then mine looks like a little bit bigger mini bike. But hers actually is, well, man, they're both, you have to just see them, but they match because hers is all black and mine is all black. So hopefully we can get to the point where we both do little trail rides. Mine's supposed to go up to 40 miles on a charge and over 30, I think 28 or 30 miles an hour, maybe closer to 40, we'll see. They always, sometimes of course I'm 230 pounds, so I'd be surprised if that thing can get me up to 28, let alone over 30. But it has like a 1200 watt motor or something like that, which is pretty big. faster would be like my Chiron Firefly, or they have a Grizzly that has dual motors. I don't know if it's dual 500 watt motors or dual 750s or dual 1000s, but that would probably be that. They have dual batteries and dual motors, and they say if you pedal with it, assist, it can get up to 75 miles. So that would be about the same mileage as my Leaf gets. So battery technology and these electric bikes are, I think, going to be a pretty good form of transportation for a lot of people. But they're expensive. Mine resembles like that Super 73 or whatever they call it. Mine is like the cheap knockoff of that. So the Super 73 is they start at about $2,000 without any accessories, and then of course they go up to like $3,000 or $4,000. I didn't want to spend that much. I've already had a Chiron Firefly, and the pedals didn't work. You couldn't even pedal it to save your life. So I took the pedals off, and at that point, it's kind of hard to be legal. I just want something I can ride back and forth to work and ride to my mom's and my relatives and my sister's house and not get pulled over or not be harassed by the police. Something I can get away with riding on the sidewalk, white riding, on and off road without getting too much of a hassle. Because as long as I stay under 25 mile an hour, I think they'll leave me alone. And also too, it has working pedals, so that's always good. But I wish they would make something that it was like $13.99, normally $15.99, but for some reason I got it for like $12 or $13.99. I had like a $100 discount, and so I'm pretty happy about that. When you get like an actual, because the Chiron was like 32 or 33, probably ended up spending about almost 35 on it and sold it for 25. So I liked it, but it was kind of small, and I didn't want to spend much money to upgrade it the way to make it faster. And mainly I just didn't want to get pulled over. I got pulled over once or twice on it, and they let me go, but I was like, man, I was always nervous riding that thing because without the pedals, the pedal kit is a joke. It's basically just for just to look at. It doesn't work at all. At least didn't for me. But this is awesome. I wish that the monitor was up here, but they always put it down here, and a lot of times you're watching the road and you have to keep constantly looking down, and sometimes you miss it because you're trying to focus on the road and it's telling you, hey, are you paying attention? It's like, yeah, I'm paying attention to the road, I'm not paying attention to the bottom of the screen. So you're constantly looking up and down, up and down, up and down, and trying to catch it out of the corner of your eye. But it's easy to be focused here and not see it, especially if your hands are like this or raised. If your vision's blocked, maybe you have a soda, or you're looking up, you have to really have good peripheral vision to see like that, to make sure you catch it. And sometimes I'll just put my hand on the steering wheel, and a lot of times that'll eliminate that just by putting a little pressure on the steering wheel. I'm not driving, I'm just letting it know that I'm here. That way I don't have to constantly basically update. So okay, that's the red light on the side. It kind of hesitated a little bit, but not much. I was afraid it was gonna slam the brakes on, but it didn't. Sometimes when you have questionable lights or stuff's close, it kind of freaks out. But I was pretty happy about that. I did pretty well. Let's go ahead and see what our how many miles we got now until we run out. Look, we're up to 19, so I'm doing something right. I'm gonna go ahead and kick it to 60. I'm gonna get over in the just got my hand here, so that way it will not keep continually asking me if I'm here or not, or need a little more air. Feels good. Okay, now we went off of it's no longer on beta. It is in self-drive, but the beta, the yellow and the red turned off. So you guys can let me know if that's because of the low internet. I have it set for 69, so I'm going to go back to 69. Let's see if it passes this slower moving vehicle. I'm not doing anything. It's kind of, I guess it's just going to back up from it. I'm not going to try to pass it. Here it goes. Okay, it's off. It's off the beta, so you have to actually nudge it. Else on these beta self-driving where it goes in and out of beta all the time. So I don't know if it's just because I'm out in the middle of nowhere and the internet connection is not very good, so it pops out of beta and back in. Just maybe someone else out there has an idea of why it does that. I'm just confused a little bit. Ooh, I'm starting to get tired. It's almost 9:30, and I've got a little ways to go yet. I got another 40 miles to reach my destination. I feel like pulling over. I can't wait till it gets to the point where it's good enough where it can just drive itself. You can eat and watch a movie or something. And by the time you wake up or you're done with your movie, you're there, right? I've eaten more sugar today than I have in probably 6 months. I hardly ever drink sugar drinks, but I'm trying to stay awake. I don't want to be sluggish. I'm trying to be a little bit more alert. I already drank an energy drink, and that's gone. And now I'm drinking a ginger ale, but I had cake today, I had pizza, now I'm drinking a ginger ale, and I've had milk, cookies, what else? I mean, I don't even know what my caloric intake was today. It was probably off the charts. So, but there's only so many birthdays. It's her ninth birthday, and I wanted to enjoy that cake with her and the pizza. All that pizza was to die for. Had the All-Star pizza. If you guys have an All-Star pizza, I do the everything pizza, and then of course my daughter and her friends, and my sister likes the pepperoni, so I get the specialty pizza. I get half pepperoni powerhouse, and I get the other half everything. And man, it was, I don't know what they did to this one, but it was the best pizza I ever had from there. We used to have a place back in Ohio called Deschner's, and the pizza was so heavy, and the box was wet underneath. There was so much, we just put everything on it. It was just loaded. And this reminds me of Deschner's in Ohio. This is the closest thing I've ever seen to it. They just have a lot of. You eat like one or two pieces, you are full. Usually, if you eat some of this other stuff, it's like you can eat almost the whole pizza and you're still wanting more. But not only they put a large amount of toppings, and then they also just, sauce, the quality, the flavor. It's really good consistency, and that's why they probably do so well. And today they were kind of not as prompt as normal. Like, we ordered one and it took over 30 minutes. Normally they're there like at 15. I don't know how they get them out so quick, but usually it's way before you expect them they bring it. So, but we were at the pool, but they actually brought it to the pool, and I wasn't there, so my mom and sister were like, "Hey, he's back in the condo," so she found me. So that could be there's a few minutes lost there, but they told me she was coming, and within about 3 minutes she had arrived. But it's so hard to get people to work these days, so I'm sure they're probably short-staffed and running, slim to nothing, trying to get these pizzas everywhere. But it is, look, it's 80 degrees. I need some more air. Whew. I'm going to turn the AC on here pretty soon. When it gets over 20, I'm going to turn the air on, because it is just way too hot to be driving without air conditioning. Even at night, air this thing out a little bit. So we're at 19%. If it gets to 20, I'm going to turn the air on and see what we're losing. It's so weird how it kicks in and out of that beta. Like I said, I got my hand here. Usually if you have your hand there, you put a little pressure on it. See, like that, it didn't have to do anything. I just kind of put a little pressure on it, and had a little resistance, and shut it. There's beta again. I got to do some research and find out why it kicks in and out all the time. If it has to do with some cell service or what. Because I'm sure they want to keep really good track of these vehicles. They don't want them offline when they're self-driving. So, all right, we at 20% yet? Not yet. Doing under the speed limit. Drop this thing back to 45 because it's really not cooperating. So, where are we at? We're at 30 minutes. I think that's good enough. As soon as I get to, what is that, 301, I think I'm going to shut off. I need to make some phone calls. Run that yellow light. Last time I made a video, man, it took forever to download. So I need to find a better way to do that. Well, sorry about the boring video. I know it's kind of just straight, but I had to do something. And that's one of the reasons this is so nice, because when you have a straight shot and it's really monotonous driving, you're kind of just driving in a straight line, and you're driving through woods, and the worst thing can happen is maybe a deer or some type of wild animal step out in front of you. And that would be interesting. Not that I'd want that to happen, but be curious to see how the Tesla would react, if it would be fast enough, if it could see the deer before we could see it, you know. Anyway, this is Roger with Roger's Reviews on the beta self-driving. I'm not sure what version it is. It's the latest one. I don't know if it'll tell me, but anyway. Yeah, see, it's wanting me to pay attention. I start looking at the screen. Beta 10.12.2. So, new release notes. Anyway, guys, I'm going to turn this off, and I'm not going to bore you with this long, straight trip to nowhere. But I hope you did like the video, and I'll try to get some more intricate, challenging videos for this self-driving to accomplish. So, anyway, I will see you on the next one, and take care, and get your full self-driving. It is a blast, and it also helps you on long trips. Bye-bye.